Chapter 30, The Assault. A targeted missile locked onto the microwave, striking it and causing both the oven and the hard drive inside it to explode. The oven's door hurled toward Roberto, cutting his chest. A shocked Azer stared at Roberto's lifeless head. Just moments ago, Roberto had been talking, and now he lay motionless on the table, eyes and mouth wide open. "Quick, get under the table. We're under attack." Kebab shouted urgently. Azer swiftly dropped to the floor, pulling the professor with him beneath the table. Another missile narrowly missed his hand as he reached out to salvage what remained of the hard drive. While Kebab sought refuge under the table, his eyes caught sight of the burning hard drive still in Azer's grasp. "Let it go. It's useless now," he advised. By rubbing the hard drive against the floor, Azer managed to extinguish the flames. He muttered, "It still holds value." Azer believed that the drones would soon enter to confirm the destruction of the hard drive. Without that confirmation, the captors would continue to hold Topaz alive. Placing the hard drive in his backpack, he whispered to Kebab, "How do we escape from here?" Kebab turned his attention to XX, lying on the ground, and inquired, "Are you alive?" XX responded, "I'm fine, just playing dead." Someone yelled, "Dive," so I did. Adding, "But I fear YY didn't make it. I saw him engulfed in flames." Kebab asked, "Where's ZZ?" XX answered, "ZZ is resting on top of the fridge." Kebab instructed, "Wake him up. We need his help to get everyone out of here." XX assured, "I can manage that." However, Kebab redirected, "No, you must divert the next missile away." With a tinge of sadness, XX replied, "I suppose my journey has come to an end." After a piercing whistle, XX called out to ZZ, "Hey, buddy. Wake up and join us down here. We must fight to the last breath." ZZ took flight and landed beneath the table. XX looked at ZZ and stated, "My time has come. Long live the Chaos Republic." Kebab shifted his attention to ZZ and urged, "You need to help our guests get out of here." He added, "Use the secret passage." At that moment, another missile swooshed in through the window, and headed straight for the table. XX quickly sprang into action, activating its spotlights. It managed to divert the missile's attention and alter its course. The missile veered towards one of the windows with XX in pursuit. However, the missile caught up to XX, damaging its delicate wings. It continued out of the window and detonated outside. XX's sacrifice bought the professor and Azer valuable time to reach the elevator. They needed to change direction towards the fridge when ZZ's drowsy voice interjected, "Not that way, this way." Hovering next to the fridge handle, ZZ instructed, "Grab the handle and turn it clockwise." While still diving, Azer extended his hand and rotated the handle. The fridge door swung open. Inside, there was nothing but a dried pizza slice and a couple of soft drinks. ZZ corrected, "Don't pull the handle, just turn it clockwise." This time, the entire fridge began to shift, revealing a set of dark stairs. ZZ led the way, flying ahead and illuminating their path as they descended. Before they were halfway down, the fridge slid back, sealing the entrance. The underground space was cold and damp. Guided by ZZ's light, they walked through an old World War II bunker. In certain spots, Azer felt the skeletons were staring at them from the darkness. At one point, Azer thought he recognized a familiar melody. It was ZZ, humming with a raspy voice. "Monkey, monkey, monkey you, monkey you, monkey you, monkey you." Finally, They sensed a breeze coming from a narrow opening in the thick concrete wall, revealing an exit. Abruptly, a sizable combat drone appeared outside. ZZ quickly turned off its lights. Azer and the professor stood still, holding their breath to avoid detection. The drone kept floating in front of the opening, its intense spotlight penetrating deep into the bunker. It could launch a missile through the opening at any moment. Eventually, it gave up and buzzed away. Seizing the opportunity, Azer and the professor slipped out and dashed to the container where they'd concealed the bike. Azer was convinced that the Chaos Republic's defense system had already removed the scaffolding in the open bunker to prevent land attacks. Therefore, they had no other option than venturing to the Canahops field, where there were still unexploded explosives in the ground since the Second World War. However, they had an advantage there: plants could hide them from the drones. To avoid emitting heat, they pushed the motorcycle through the plants for a while. Eventually, they reached a safe distance from the drones, started the bike, and sped away. After a short while, Azer halted the bike, turned around, and glanced back. The headquarters of the Chaos Republic was engulfed in towering flames. The battle drones, still hovering over the building, resembled massive insects drawn to the fire. Azer looked at the professor. Once upon a time, he had attempted to prevent a nuclear war by organizing peace marches. Now, he was helping the city's youth gain independence. With uncertainty, Azer inquired, "What do you think Annabella would say about what happened to her boyfriend?" The professor avoided Azer's gaze as he replied, "I'm not sure. But I won't break the news to her over the phone." He went on, "When delivering catastrophic test results to my patients, I always do it face to face, never over the phone. I'll wait until tomorrow to talk to Annabella." Azer let go of the clutch, revved the engine, and drove on.